Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. So this is week 6 on the YouTube Hop hosted by Creations by Kimber. This is 12 weeks of holiday gifts that are under, I think she said $20, but again for me, I'm trying to do gifts under $5 and homemade. Well, actually they all had to be homemade, but you know what I mean. So we're gonna go ahead and do these bottle toppers slash door hangers. So this was a 2-for-1 deal this week because this was a swap that I was in, and then once I did it, I was like, wow, this would just be a really great inexpensive gift that you can give to your child's teachers or your coworkers. It wouldn't be packaged up like this. Obviously, this is packaged for the swap, but you would just use the tag on a bottle of that, Shantae showed the bottle of that sparkling wine by Welch's, or the fake champagne stuff you give kids on New Year's. You could put it on a bottle of hot chocolate, like a little Crystal Light container, and you put hot chocolate or marshmallows in there. You can put it on pretty much anything. You want to give some art glitter glue, you can put it on there. I will show you all of that in just a second. I did go ahead and prep my pieces because I didn't want this video to be too long. So again, I learned this tutorial from Shantae over on Simply Shantae on YouTube. I didn't alter her tutorial. I just obviously decorated it differently. So what I suggest is getting a thin piece of chipboard, which I'm using cereal box. Well, I use cereal box on these ones, but this one I'm just keeping these for myself. So I'm just going to use another sheet of cardstock, but you want to make it substantial. So have a couple of layers. This is 110 cardstock that I'm putting in the middle, so that way it's thick. Cereal box works better. I just didn't grab it, so I prepped that piece instead. So all I'm going to do is go ahead. Oh, and I've already scored them. So the measurements were 2 3/4 by 6 3/4. Scored at 2 5/8. And the 2 5/8 is the tick mark between the actually, let me look at my scoreboard or my trimmer. 2 5/8, 1 3 5. It's the tick mark in between 3.5 and, or excuse me, 2.5 and 2 3/4. So is this tick mark right here. If that makes sense to you guys. So this is 1 3 5/8. Okay. Or if you don't want to do all that, then just measure it out how you want and make it a little easier. But that's how I did it. Okay. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to use my art glitter glue. You could use your score tape. I used the art glitter glue on the cereal box and it was fine. So, this 110 paper will definitely be fine. But we're just going to go ahead and glue it. I mean, if you have a super thick cardstock, you probably don't need it, or if you're making a whole bunch of them and you're not going to really decorate them, like say you're going to give them to everyone in your kids' class, I wouldn't even worry about this step because, kids are just really going to throw it away. And I just, look what I did. Okay, so I didn't glue the white paper, I glued the two pattern papers together. And I do have to re-glue because the art glitter glue dries that fast. I mean, I'm surprised I was able to peel it apart. Well, I guess I caught it quickly, but art glitter glue dries super quickly. That's what I love about it. You can purchase it over on countrycraftcreations.com, but you better hurry because Art Glitter is the name brand of it. Art Glitter does not ship during the winter months because it makes the glue turn to cottage cheese, and they just won't, which I think makes sense. They don't want to interrupt the integrity of their product, so they don't ship during winter months. Well, actually, I think they do, but they charge you. They have to wrap it in foil and do all kind of stuff, and they charge you for it. So get it now. I think I had an 8-ounce bottle and a 4-ounce bottle, and it's been almost a year, so it's not that expensive either. But I just had to get a new refill. This is what it is. So Art Glitter is the name brand, and then it's glue. So this is the 8-ounce, and this is the 4-ounce. And I still have my other refill bottle. I still have quite a, well, I guess like 2 ounces left. So, you know, like I said, you only need a little bit, goes a long way. There is a silver tip that you can put on it to use even less. I just don't use it. So, you know, 2 years, 14 bucks, or 2 years, 1 year, 14 bucks. I think that's a good investment. Okay, so I'm making 2 different ones. So I'm just going to go ahead and prep them already. Okay, so I'm just layering my paper up, and I mean, you guys, honestly, I could have did this off camera, but just in case anyone is brand new, sometimes, you know, when we try to explain things, it's just better when you can see it. So all 6 of my pieces were 2 3/4 by 6 3/4. And I'm just making sure they're in the right way. Scored at 2 5/8. I don't know where my spatula thing is. Okay, it is. Just make sure you got that glue spread around evenly. Okay, so we'll give that a second to dry. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is go ahead and get my inks out, because I'm going to go ahead and distress this. I'm going to use black, actually. I think that will look really pretty just to give it a contrast color. So I'm going to get out my Tim Holtz black soot. I was going to use the Vintage Photo, but I think I want to have a bold edge. I'm using my 1/2 inch corner rounder. Oh, you know, I guess I should have said, if you don't have a corner chomper, you may want to round the sides before you glue it all together. I just know that my chomper will go through the layers. It went through the cereal board, no problem. So that's that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and just kind of fold it over wherever my score line was. Okay. And there we go. Just making sure. I mean, the glue's still wet, so I'm not going to fold it all the way down. I'm just going to give it that angle. Yeah, I'm wishing I used the cereal board. That's okay. Where's my score line in this one? So I'm just going to give it that. And what I'm doing is smoothing out any bubbles that may have occurred with that folding. This one was still a little too wet to do that, but that's okay. It's fine. So you have that little bit of an angle. Now I'm going to go ahead and ink up my sides. Yeah, I like the black. It just gives it an extra pop, I think. I don't know. Might be too strong for some of y'all. If it's too strong, we'll do one with black and one with Vintage Photo so you can see which one you like. I'm going to go ahead and do both sides. If you guys follow me, you know I have been obsessed with this black soot. Everything's been getting black soot. I don't care what it is. It's been getting black soot. So that could be why, you know, when I'm obsessed with a different color, I may be like, ooh, why did I black soot everything? Okay, so there's that. Oh, we're going to switch it. Actually, I do want to go ahead and ink up my bow. I'll show you what I used for this bow in just a second. But I want to give my bow, sorry it's shaky, the camera's right here, like right here where my hand is. Alright, so I'm just gonna ink up my bow with this black soot, not really caring how it, you know, I like the overhead of that. I'm gonna do my bow tails just quickly, and the other bow tail. In the other, my package up swap, I used Recollections metallic papers, so it was like brushed gold, brushed silver, white, and I think there's brown in there. So that's what I use in the other one. This one I'm just using a cranberry red. I don't know what color or who it's by. I bought it at a store that was closing, so they just had it prepackaged. It could have been their brand. And this paper, this red and white paper, is from My Mind's Eye brown paper packages. And I used this one down here. Okay, so that's what I used. For the bow, I used Stampin' Up! Sizzix die, the Gift Bow Biggs L die. This one's pretty old. I also used, for the snowflake we're going to use, the Stampin' Up! Sizzix die Snow Flurry Biggs. That's what I used there. This one, I don't think they have anymore. I don't know if Sizzix does, but Stampin' Up! Doesn't. And I'm going to use one of these bottle cap stickers from Jolie's Boutique. I got these probably like 4 years ago from AC Moore, so they probably don't have it anymore. I don't know. And I used the Tim Holtz Tattered Poinsettia die. So, Tim Holtz Tattered Poinsettia. And I used some white cardstock, and I also used some Recollections textured cardstock for the leaf. And the texture cardstock, again, it was at Michael's probably like 5 years ago, because I'm a hoarder and I've decided to actually start using the stuff that I have hoarded. So that's my mission this year. Doing pretty well on it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and ink this one up in Vintage Photo. So you see this ink just gives it a softer softer edge, whereas the black was like that harsh edge. And you could ink this up in red, would have been cute as well, but I'm just going to go with the soft Vintage Photo. Or you don't even have to ink it up. If you're making, you know, 25 of these for your kids' class, I would probably skip the inking, you know, because only about 10 of them are going to actually make it home. So, you know. Okay. So there's that. Now let's get into the fun part. The bow is super simple. You just cut the bow out. It does have another piece to it, which is this piece. You don't need this. This is just to make a different size bow. So just throw that one off to the side. You're going to take your bone folder, which I have officially lost 2 of them in my craft from summer. All I have is this tiny Martha Stewart one that's so small it barely fits in my hand. And I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to use this. We're just going to go ahead and break the fibers down on that paper to get that curl. So you're just kind of making it so basically so it curls down to give you that bow shape. I'm going to use hot glue, and all you got to do is put a little line like so, match the bow pieces. So there's that one, and I think I need a little bit more. And we're going to match that piece there. Okay. You can use our art glitter glue for this because it does dry quickly, but I feel hot glue dries even faster, so that's why I'm using hot glue. Now we're just going to go ahead and glue on our tails, making sure my inked is facing the front. And I'm just going to match that up how I want it. So we have half a bow right now. And then I'm just going to do the same to the other side. Making sure my ink is to the front. And layer it like so. Okay, just giving that a second. Now we're going to go ahead and put our wrap piece. I might stick a jingle bell in the middle of this. I don't know yet, so I am going to go ahead and wrap it. So all you need is a little line of glue down the center. You're going to put this here in the middle like so. Pull your strings while you're giving that a second to dry. Okay. And now I'm just going to flip it over and glue it. I think I just made it crooked. Just going to run a thing of glue. And this doesn't matter whether you fold up or fold down. Just get it folded. Easy peasy, right? Okay, so there's that bow that's going to go on there. So for this one, all I did was, oh right, I didn't even need that piece. I forgot. Oh well. That way you can see the bow. So it's even super cute if you just want to glue it down like that and put a happy holiday or a Merry Christmas or whatever you want on the top. But we're going to go ahead and make our bow the full centerpiece of it. So we're going to go ahead and glue our snowflake on the front here. And I'm going to glue the snowflake on the back of the bow and just kind of offset it. Okay, so if you're using like a brushed metallic paper, you have to be careful that you put the glue on the right side. You know, speaking from experience. Okay, so that's done. And I'm going to pop a, I am going to use that Happy Holidays bottle cap. It's on a foam dot. I'm just going to hot glue it on. But before I do that, I think I'm going to glue the bow and then shimmer, well, I'm going to shimmer mist, glue the bow, shimmer mist, and then do the bottle cap. So I have a gold shimmer mist and I have a like silver iridescent. And I think I'm going to use the silver. So I just do it over my trash can. I do have one of those cardboard shimmer misty things. This, do I want it gold? Because my gold actually has more shimmer than this silver. Let's do gold. Why not? Why not? So my gold is a Tattered Angels gold. My silver is one I made myself. So let's just go ahead and just give this a few mists. So since the shimmer mists are alcohol based, it doesn't usually make your distress ink bleed. Like if you spray water on it, it definitely will make it bleed, but the shimmer mists are alcohol based, and so mine don't make it bleed. Yours may. So I would test it out first, and if it makes it bleed, then shimmer mist before you ink. Okay, so there's that tip. So now all we're going to do is go ahead and punch our circle because it's easier when there's nothing on it. So I'm using a 1 3/4 circle punch, the old whale tail ones. You can use whatever you have. This is where you do have to put a little muscle in it because you have the 3 layers. The cereal board is, you know, kind of hard, so it does require your strength. Okay. So 1 3/4 punch. You can use any circle punch, any die you have. You can make it scalloped if you want. I didn't do a good job offsetting my snowflake, did I? Oh well. Still looks cute. Okay, so I'm just going to put glue on the back of that. Pop this dead in the center. Okay, maybe not. I don't know if it's the center or not. It looks good. And I'm going to go ahead and do the, I'm just going to put glue on the foam tape. I mean, I think the foam tape probably would have been strong enough if these weren't so old, but most of my stickers don't stick anymore because they're so old. So you can be done with it here, or you can take a little piece of white paper, put it on the back, and do like a to from. So let me show you how that looks. I'm just going to take a piece of paper that's going to be 2.5 by, I don't know, let me do it, 2.5 by, let's see, 2.5 by 3.5. Yep, 2.5 by 3.5 works perfectly. I'm gonna go ahead and chomp the corners. Just keep chomping. Let's go ahead and ink it. I didn't dab it back in the ink. I'm just using whatever was on the brush pad here. Let's go ahead and take a Sharpie and write our to from. So, to from. And then you have room to write a cute little note. This could be a cute thank you gift too. Just a, hey, thanks for your generosity. Thanks for watching my dogs when I went out of town. Okay, how about thanks for finding my glue? I have no idea what I do with my art glitter glue. I don't see it anywhere on my desk or anywhere. Ah, it was on the floor. Great. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and glue this on. Okay. I don't know why I can't make a video less than 20 minutes, but you guys know me, so there you go. Okay, so there's that. There's our to from. That one's super cute. This one we're going to go ahead and use the Tim Holtz Tattered Poinsettia. I just wanted to show you two different looks you could use. I'm going to use hot glue with this one again, and all we're going to do is take the biggest leaf and another 2 big leaves, and you're just going to try to offset it the best you can. The Tattered Poinsettia is a little weird because you have 2 super long petals, so kind of that's wonky. I'm going to use these foam squares to pop it up, but I'm going to hot glue them down only because this is very delicate poinsettia, and if you don't line up your foam squares exactly, it'll like fall apart kind of. But if you hot glue it, it doesn't matter. You don't have to line them up perfectly, and it won't fall apart because they're stuck down with hot glue. So just a little dab. The next layer, and again, I'm just going to try to center it. I like to center the longest petal in between the 2 small petals. It doesn't always work that way, but that's what I try to do for it. Strings. So when your hot glue gets too hot, that's when you have a ton of these strings. And my hot glue gun has been on for probably like an hour now, so it is super hot. So I'm going to turn it off after this. I don't have any more strings because it's just strings everywhere. Okay, so I'll give that a second to dry and then take off the top. I'm just taking off the backing from the dot and trying not to burn myself at the same time. Okay, let's go ahead and put the dot there. And then again, let me find the 2 small and put this one in between it. Okay. So it just gives it some dimension, kind of. I don't know, this one's feeling weird. I don't like the way that looks, so I'm just gonna reposition it however you want. There we go, that looks better. I don't know, I just didn't like the way it looked. Okay. And same thing with this top layer. I don't know, something's just going on because I'm on camera. So I'm just gonna match up these two foam dots and just kind of, all I'm doing is matching up the foam dots and just kind of spinning this around until I feel like it's where I like it. It's really not this complicated. Okay, there we go, done. So I think I'm going to put a jingle bell on mine like I did with these ones. You could put some fun pine cones. You can put, you know, a yellow bling in there with the center of a poinsettia. You can put glitter, sequins, diamonds, whatever you want. I think I'm going to put a bow, but I think I want this red one this time. I'm just checking my bell that it actually jingles because I had a bell that didn't have an inside piece and so it didn't jingle. So it was weird. I know that sounds really weird, but you know, that's me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and shimmer mist this up. I really like the way the gold looked on it. So I'm going to shimmer mist this in gold. Again, this is the Tattered Angels. My mother-in-law got me this whole set for Christmas like 4 years ago, and I'm still using it. So, you know, a little bit goes a long way. I want to shimmer mist this. I'm going to go with the gold again. So, got it. And the shimmer mist, if you get it on your hand like I do, I just have a plain old water bottle that I got from Walmart in the travel section. Just spray your hand and spray the towel, or wipe it with the towel. There we go. I don't like my hands dirty. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and glue our jingle bell in the center. It looks super cute. Oh, and just glue the jingle bell in the center. That's it. Now's the fun part. You can make this just your centerpiece and put a sentiment down here. If you have a bow, I think I have a bow somewhere. I do. You can add, if you want to, you know, put a lot of layers to it, you can add a bow and a sentiment. You can, whatever. See, I have this rosetta here. I may want it up on a rosette. Rosetta? I don't know how you say it. I don't know. You just play around with it and just make it how you like. I think I do like that rosetta behind it. It gives it a lot of height. No. Okay, so I'm just going to glue it. I think I glued my jingle thing. Oh well. My jingle bell wasn't jingling. I wonder if there's something to do with the hot glue. I wonder if I was hot gluing it. The little piece. I wonder if I hot glued it to the side or something. Probably. Okay, so I'm just going to position this how I had it, like so, making sure I don't go over that score line because that's going to be on your bottle. Pull your strings. Yeah, I did. It's not jingle. Let me see what I'm doing over here. Okay, so that's going to be really hard to take off, but yeah, my jingle bell doesn't jingle because I glued the inside piece down. I don't know how I managed that because it's inside the bell, but whatever. It still looks super cute. And we can put the two from if you want. You can leave it as is. for camera's sake, I'm going to leave it as is. But yeah, so these are great little bottle toppers. And thanks for watching, guys. Bye.